Next is from James Musgrove, and the subject is bad referee logic. Hey guys, in the Elimination Chamber main event, we saw for the millionth time the referee getting knocked out. In my opinion, this is a tired and lazy way of keeping a match going for cheap suspense. Sure, it works, but what about internal logic? We've always been led to assume that even though WWE see it on camera, if there isn't a referee who's conscious, it doesn't count. So when Jey Uso frog splashed Sami Zayn, the referee slid right in behind and saw the attack. What? They have to be in the ring and see it for it to be legal? We have 4 referees come drag Montez Ford out of the cage earlier, but only 2 are available to officiate the biggest match of the year so far. Adam Pearce or Sonya Deville weren't ready to restart the match. There has to be better writing and ways to keep things interesting without the sad trend of referee KOing. The Zayn bloodline stuff is excellent, so why do they get lazy on the company rules? My question to you guys is, why do you think this is still being done? Any ideas on the way to get the same effect without doing the same thing? And that's from Jimmy Musgrove. P.S. I'll be the one to say it. Bill is. I don't even want to read these. These people just keep.
I like.
These people don't.
He says, "I'll be the one to say it." James, you're not the one.
You're not the one to say it, James. Billy's an insecure. Who exposes himself every time, but he's part of the show that I love to hate. And I'm not going to say the guy hasn't. The guy hasn't been insightful on backstage stuff from time to time. He fits here. Keep him around and keep tearing his ass up when he deserves it.
Yeah, so James put him over.
Yeah, that's right. He actually did put him over. Let me say this. There's first of all, you have your basic universe of professional wrestling. It's just accepted that in American wrestling, we have referees get distracted and they get hit and they get knocked down for a while to where they miss stuff, right? Bro, you could do it like the other option is do what they do in Mexico. In Mexico, how do you do it, Cody? You have 2 referees, one's a heel and one's a babyface, right?
Right.
And that's how you get around. And that's how you get around like the storytelling and stuff. And the United States, this is just the way we've done it for years and years and years, and it's accepted. I will say this: excellent job. The way they sold the Montez Ford thing to bring in Logan Paul, because I thought that was a shoot. Joey, were you watching that?
I only saw the main event so far.
Okay, in the Elimination Chamber, Montez Ford was hanging over the ropes on the out, like his legs are inside of the ring and his body's outside the ring, and Seth came up and did a curb stomp on the
crate,
on the crate. Yeah. Okay, whatever. And they've dragged him in and pinned him.
Mm-hmm.
Montez Ford sold it like for a shoot he was hurt, to where the referees come in, they say, hey, stop, and they brought the doctors in and everything and all that, and he sold it like he was KO'd. So like he had wobbly legs, they were picking him up and trying to carry him out, and then like he's selling it like he's knocked out. So they had to keep the door open because they had to remove a guy that for a shoot got hurt. Well, while the door was open and bed open, Logan Paul came down and got in there and did the flip thing and boom, and then laid Rollins out. And they got him and worked the crowd, got huge heat. Very well done. Like that was a great spot to get Logan Paul in there. But when you see it, Cody, you're gonna pop. So
can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Next is from Mark Gertzen, and the subject is Angelico. I was really intrigued when Conan said he would ask Angelico for a weed recommendation. A regular read report from Angelico or perhaps another enthusiast might make for good content. But of course you don't take requests. I would love to know if Conan has smoked any strains recently he would recommend. Thanks, Mark, from deep in the Stampede territory. Conan, do you have any weed recommendations? Any strains?
No, it all has the same effect. I get high.
I was gonna say I always love Conan's response to that. Like it's all good, basically.
That's one thing I've never really understood. I can't when I I use the pen like Conan does, right? I can't identify the strains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just
there's so many of them, bro. Right. And at the end of the day, to sativa and indica really gets you. You don't want to be you want to stay home for that. Sativa, you can still be functional, but I don't ever. You know what I'm saying?
What do you do? Both,
yeah.
Really? So okay, yeah, because I only do it at night.
Bro, everywhere I go, since everybody knows I smoke, everywhere I virtually go, even to the store, they're like, hey, here, man, like our
really?
grocery store here. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Like the people that work at the store?
Yes.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Daniel Zamorano, subject is JD the Clown. Daniel Zamorano, proud Patreon member. I'm sending this email to get you guys' opinion on what JD from New York had to say on the Conan Takeshita situation. I'm not going to mispronounce the guy's name because I don't want the ire of the orcs. You want to play this, Joe?
Sure.
All right. How long is this?
Well, his comments on Conan are about 5 minutes, but I wanted you to see his intro real quick before we move on because this is phenomenal.
Right. Yeah.
He's driving.
I gotta give the guy credit. This is actually good.
It's creative, right?
It is creative. It is creative, yeah.
But he's driving to his imaginary bar in his imaginary car. Anyway, fuck him. Let's go to the.
Do you know
so
where the
54-41, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what JD has to say. I'm assuming it's going to be negative.
I'm sure it is.
AEW, because that's what's going to be on everybody's mind. But I hope mended fences can be had here with everybody involved. I think it's going to make for a better
Who is this
AEW. We got this other story too, which
the Mark podcaster guy that does he's just
that
one
the
of
guy
Mark
that had
podcasters.
the glasses on and was going off on us a couple months ago.
No. Maybe.
I don't remember. I don't remember if he was wearing glasses, but we've had him on before when he's talked.
They didn't get my go on this guy.
We did. Two of them.
He's like one of these guys that has a lot of listeners.
He does, yeah.
And like they look at him like he's like an expert.
Mm-hmm.
And like this guy
so you've got a mark. Yeah, right.
And
You're
bro,
listening
like
to a mark.
all you got to do, just go back and listen to his rant when Cody left AEW to go to WWE and see what he said was going to happen and see what's happening now. And then it's about the right. He said he would get lost. He would just get lost in the mix there
and buried. And, yeah.
Right. Here he is, main event of WrestleMania. So just like this just shows you where these guys are coming from. All right, go ahead.
Kind of pissed me off. And in typical fashion, Conan backtracked. Conan, and I was going to say this for my live stream tomorrow. I'll probably end up talking about this again tomorrow as well. Conan fires back at Konosuke Takeshita for doing an Eddie Guerrero signature frog splash in Texas. And Miro actually came to the defense of Takeshita days after Conan went after Takeshita on his Keeping It 100 podcast. Conan took issue with Takeshita imitating Eddie Guerrero during his match with MJF on Dynamite, hitting a frog splash and doing Eddie's signature pose at the top. He says, well, Takeshita, he's got heat with me, and he's lucky I wasn't in El Paso because he went up and he did the Eddie Guerrero thing for the frog splash. You're not Mexican, dude. I don't care. Stick to your nationality, Conan said on his podcast. Miro took to Twitter to defend Takeshita and said, I bet you all that Conan, or whatever his name is, can't last 10 seconds with Takeshita. Conan, of course, backtracked on his comments and said, and I quote, Takeshita, that thing was a joke. Like, I'm really going to get mad over him doing a frog splash. Everyone does it. If you actually believe I was hot, joke's on you. After one fan accused Conan of backtracking and suggested he should apologize, Conan fired back with this remark, and I quote, please don't tell me what I did or what my intentions were. If you don't think it was a joke, that's on you. That's on you, he says. That's on you. That's on you. It shouldn't have been said, period. And this is ridiculous. This may have been one of the worst takes that I've ever seen. I didn't know nationality needed to be had to do a frog splash and imitate Eddie Guerrero. Sasha Banks has done it. Ricochet has done it. Kevin Owens has done it. False finishes have we seen with Eddie Guerrero where someone drops the thing? Finn Balor, has done the object in the hands and he throws it away. And he pretends like the referee didn't see it. Everybody imitates Eddie Guerrero. You should be happy that Eddie Guerrero, to this day, is being imitated by everybody.
Joe, just knock it off. These guys are imbeciles. Literally, how do you think you literally just? But maybe we have to keep repeating this. If you think Conan at 59 years old, okay, that does dialysis 3 times a week, was being serious, saying he's lucky I wasn't in San El Paso. If you think that was, if you're going to report that and talk about that like that was a serious comment, you're an imbecile.
Conan, what did the dog steal there?
Yeah.
By the way, your dogs are way over on the video mailbag on YouTube. People love the dogs. So
right. Yeah. The dogs are highlight of the mailbag this week.
Oh, they rule.
They can now they know they're on the mailbag and they're getting their.
Yep.
Let me tell this guy something that I've told a lot of people, and it's worth repeating. For you to insult me, I must first value your judgment, which I don't. Bro, this is a mark. A mark, bro, a guy that's never been in the business. And how are you sure that it wasn't a joke? What makes you so sure that it? Do you listen to the show? Probably not. Did you? You wouldn't. If our audience members, the guys, the Randy Vasquez's, the Matthew Trevino's, the CWO guys, the Frankfurter, all those guys would have said, "Hey, K-Dog, that was a bad look." Those are our fans, but they understand my humor, but you don't. So you're just trying to do the. He sounds like Vince Russo. Vince gets mad about everything and wants to attract attention.
Yeah, that's his game. So he yells a lot.
Right. I'm glad I gave you content. Next time I see you, I'm going to give you a consolation prize, which is the snowman. That's when I roll on your face and then stick a carrot in your mouth. Nothing.
Next is from Zach. Yeah, but these people you got to. I mean,
they're imbeciles, bro.
They just got to stop. Because you really sound stupid. Because bro, this one guy, that the other Mark podcast I was arguing with on thing. I said, just answer this question. I go, do you think Conan was serious when he said he's lucky I wasn't in San Antonio? Or I said yes or no. Okay, because that's the thing. And you know what the guy said? He goes, well, I can't answer for Conan. Right. I don't know. I don't know Conan well enough, so I can't answer that. No, dude. It's either yes or no. Because if it's yes, you're an idiot. If it's no, then shut up. Yeah. But if you don't want to say no, and you just want to keep acting like you're outraged, and still shut the F up, all right? Because there's just one answer. The answer is no, it wasn't serious, so everybody shut up, right? But if you think yes, Conan was serious, and he would go. Could you imagine that Conan fly into San Antonio and go to the hotel after the match and go up and get him to catch his face?
Or even if I was there in El Paso, even if I was there, like I'm gonna leave the dressing room to go seek him out. They either tell him off or punch him. Who actually thinks that?
Because he did.
You know who actually thinks that?
Marks.
People that don't like me. Right?
People that don't like me too.
The cancel mob, you can't do this, you can't say this, you gotta be equal, but they have no problem bullying. You know what I'm saying? Right. That virtue signaling mob, which I just make fun of all the time.